What do you mean the dummies died? How does that even happen? Oh, hello there. You're probably here to learn more about Dragonwake. Well, I'm just the person to help you with that. Let's take a look. Dragonwake is a 3 to 6 player party game by Ono Games. Each copy of Dragonwake comes with 4 decks of cards and a runestone. To keep things simple, we'll start with just 2 of the decks and add the rest later. First, let's look at the thick cards called roll cards. Every player in Dragonwake will be given a secret roll card. This tells a player whether they are a hero or a cultist. Heroes only win if they can find all the relic cards. There's 1 relic card for each player. Cultists win if they find the dragon card. Now, each game of Dragonwake is only 4 rounds long. If by the end of the 4th round the heroes have not found all the relics and the cultists have not found the dragon automatically wakes and the game ends with the cultists winning. Alongside the relics and dragon card are the gold cards. The dragon's lair is overflowing with gold, but it's absolutely worthless. And that's more like it. The relics, dragon, and gold cards are all shuffled into a deck of search cards. Your deck of search cards also includes artifact cards. Play without these cards during your first game. Follow this chart to set up a deck of roll cards and a deck of search cards. The size of each deck depends on how many players your party has. Feel free to pause the video. Now that our decks have been prepared, deal 1 roll card to each player. Players should memorize their roll card and keep it secret. Set any extra roll cards aside. Next, we will deal 5 search cards to each player. Players should memorize their hand of search cards before shuffling them and placing them face down in a row, like this. To begin playing, spin the runestone. Whoever it points to when it comes to a stop is the first Runebearer. Beginning with the Runebearer and going clockwise, each player can tell the other players what cards they received. Players may tell the truth, lie, or stay completely silent if they want. This chance to outwit, manipulate, and confuse your friends is what makes Dragonwake to die for. Let's run a little simulation. This skeleton has a tricky hand. Although he has a relic, which he wants his fellow heroes to find, he also has the dragon card. If anyone picks it, the game ends and the cultists win. In this case, the skeleton might lie and say, "I only have gold cards." Hopefully, the skeleton can successfully hide the dragon card and prevent any cultists from finding it. Now, let's start. Now the Runebearer uses the runestone to pick another player's search card to reveal. Now he's heard the other player's claims as to what cards are in their hands, but he needs to decide who he can truly trust. He's allowed to pick any search card except those from his own hand. Let's say this skeleton decides to try for Rabonica's relic. He would take the runestone like so and release it in front of one of Rabonica's cards. As soon as the runestone is released, the card is considered revealed. Rabonica places the card face up like so in the middle of the play area. In this case, it's just a gold card. Once the number of search card reveals matches the number of players, the round ends. Now Rabonica is the Runebearer. She'll pick the next search card to be revealed. We'll probably all be dead too by the time she picks, so we'll pick for her. Let's say she picks one of Cinderskella's search cards. Look at that, a relic card. We've just found the first of the 3 relic cards the heroes need to win. Ooh, looks like Cinderskella doesn't trust Skelmo. Even though Skelmo said he doesn't have anything but gold, Cinderskella's gonna risk it for the biscuit. Now that the number of search cards that have been revealed equals the number of players, the round is over. Let's set up the game for the second round. First, gather revealed search cards and set them aside. We won't use them for the rest of the game. However, remember that one of the 3 relics has been revealed. Heroes still have 3 rounds to find the other 2 relics. Next, gather up all the unrevealed search cards. None of the players should look at or show other players their unrevealed search cards. Shuffle these cards together and deal an equal number of cards to each player. Each player should end up with 1 card less than the previous round. In this case, 4 cards. The gameplay continues in the same way the last round played out. After each player has reviewed their new hand of search cards, they are ready to share with the other players what cards they received, beginning with the Runebearer. Because Skelmo was the final player to receive the runestone in the previous round, he will be the first Runebearer of this round. There you have it. Now Skelmo can reveal another player's search card. He will then pass the runestone and search cards will continue to be revealed until they equal the number of players. Each time this happens, the round ends. This process continues until one of the 3 conditions are met. If all the relics are found, remember it's one for If all the relics are found, remember it's 1 for each player, so in this case 3. The game ends and the heroes win. If the dragon card is found, the game ends and the cultists win. If by the end of the 4th round there are still unrevealed relics or the dragon has yet to be found, the game automatically ends. The dragon wakes.
And the cultists win.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 additional decks of cards which can be added to Dragonwake once you're comfortable with the basics. Let's go over them now. Sometimes deep in the dragon's lair, more can be found than just gold, relics, and a sleeping dragon. Artifacts are cards that simply replace the gold cards in your deck of search cards. Instead of simply discarding them like you would a gold card, follow the on-card instructions for all sorts of wild fun. For example, the Candle of Clairvoyance card allows the player who revealed the card to take a peek at another face-down search card. These red-backed cards are event cards. They affect an entire round of gameplay and can cause a lot of chaos. Simply keep the deck in the center of your play area. At the beginning of each round, draw a card and read it aloud. Event cards are not used on the 4th round. Looks like this round we have the foreknowledge event. That means players don't need to shuffle their search cards. Each player can lay out their search cards in any order of their choosing. Now these cards are my favorites. These yellow-backed cards are power cards. At the beginning of a game, give 1 or more power cards to each player. Just like all other cards, players can lie about what cards they have or tell the truth. But players only flip their power cards face up when they are ready to activate their power. Ah, the Witch card. This card allows the user to force 2 other players to trade their role cards. Swapping roles can dramatically alter the course of the game. Once a player has used a power, it remains face up and cannot be used a second time. If you're playing with a smaller party, try giving each player multiple power cards. Well, thanks for learning how to play Dragonwake. I'm glad you had fun. I know they didn't. They're dead. I don't know what I'm doing at the end.